Welcome to the Level Report, where this week we'll be talking about some post-launch microtransactions. So this has been a gaming trend that's started fairly recently with a lot of, especially AAA companies, usually using this as a way to bypass the initial game reviews or game impressions that influencers or gaming outlets have.
So the first one that I noticed would be the Black Ops 4, like that came out. Um Initially everyone gave it great reviews, like game, like but then down the line after the reviews are published and get the consumers like purchasing this game, they slowly just sneak in some really strange microtransaction like the the red dot. The
Oh
red dot.
yeah, the little red dot.
Yeah. And now that you mentioned that, the Crash team racing game is also doing things like that. And it's published by the same company, Activision.
Activision. They've been
Yeah.
making a lot of very questionable decisions when it comes to microtransactions.
We could see the desperation they're having, that make them like make these kind of poor decision, destroying their image and their games that they putting out. There must be other ways for them to earn money, or or accept that their upper management will have to like take a pay cut or no bonuses.
It's just like you said, it's just a way for them to maximize their profits by really just nickel and diming their their customers any way they can at this point.
But it's not fair to the fans, not fair to the consumers for them to have this kind of poor practice. It makes the gaming industry look really bad. It just makes AAA developers, I mean not developers, sorry, AAA, uh what's the word for it? Um
Game companies, developers.
Not developers, distributors look really bad.
There was actually a really good example of this. This is why I was thinking of this. Jim Sterling had this. He was making a video about Wolfenstein Youngblood, the new, I guess, expansion or
Okay.
separate, like standalone DLC from Wolfenstein 2. And what he found was for the console versions, he noticed that there were microtransactions. So they were selling boosters, like experience boosters and all that kind of stuff. So
Hmm.
then when the it started to gain a lot of traction, like about the boosters and all the microtransactions they're including in this co-op and single player exclusive game, they actually added a patch the day or two after that took out the microtransactions. So it got me thinking that they could add like all these microtransactions whenever they want and just add a little small patch to just like take it out quietly.
Wow, that's really, really, really strange, really sneaky and shady. Uh, it's like we don't know what we're buying. Like, there's no way for us to know because they could change it anytime they want. They could slowly, slowly sneak it in and without remorse. It's just hard to really trust companies to know what kind of product we're gonna get because like they can always edit it however they want.
A lot of bad examples, especially. I hate bringing this up, but Fallout 76 has just become somehow even worse because they constantly are adding microtransactions that directly contradict what they said at the beginning, that they would never include microtransactions that would outwardly affect the balance of the game. But
Yeah,
they
the
started
pay.
adding things like repair kits and like bobby pins. They made it so that like bobby pins, I believe, break easier. Uh, Bobby pins, their weight increased, so you have less weight limit, things like that patched in.
Hmm.
And then they
Yeah, you're
added
right.
microtransactions to accommodate for this.
Yeah, they're really destroying the economy in that game, and go back on the world on that on the world of not being a pay to win game. Um, yeah, like it's Bethesda, which also what publishes Wolfenstein Youngblood. There's the word publisher. It's the publisher.
The publisher, I believe, would be ZeniMax, but yeah, it's under Bethesda. Yeah,
Well, I just hope this trend will not continue or get worse. And I hope it doesn't affect other publisher, give them the idea, okay, this is normal now. This is what it's gonna be.
what I view it is a way for them to test the waters, see what they can get away with. What the press or influencers, anyone, YouTubers, streamers, what they will catch, and see what they don't catch, just so they can keep adding more to this.
Hmm.
Because even though the AAA gaming industry, even though they're getting more than enough money right now, they keep getting more and more money, especially EA and FIFA, which somehow keeps growing. It's still not enough that they have to keep adding all these ways to just get people to buy in and get these microtransactions that honestly nobody needs. It's not just a matter of cosmetics anymore, because now it's starting to outwardly affect the balance of games.
Yeah, I feel like these microtransactions will give a false sense of how much money they're making a year. And every year they expect more and more. They gotta meet this expectation. People like shareholders expect them to
Have
earn
growth. Like
more.
you can't
Yeah,
just have the same amount, otherwise that sees it's just stagnating or plateauing.
and this is gonna create this really bad microtransaction strategies for the future to be implemented in other games.
I think what this industry seriously needs is legislation or stricter guidelines and consequences for it. Because right now it's just the Wild West. Still, it is. Been for many years. There's not enough just negative things to happen if you do these kinds of things, where you just incorporate such like gambling mechanics into games that previously would not have, because gambling addiction is a very serious thing to have. So when you start including things like loot boxes and everything like that, you actually you're just making things worse for people that maybe are trying to escape from this kind of stuff.
Yep. So I'll be really very purchasing day one. Uh,
Or even
or
day or month one or
yeah,
month
month
two.
one, month two. Probably have to be like month six for me to even like consider it buying it
Just see
to
like
see
what their
see
decisions they made
to see
ever
the
since
true
launch.
nature of the game.
Bad.
Hmm.
I just hope they get their act together, but it doesn't sound like it. I think
No.
at this point, countries or governments now have an eye on the gaming industry because of all these loot boxes and everything like that. It's just gotten out of hand.
Hmm.
Thanks to EA for that. But we'll see. In the meantime, that's it for us. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and we'll see you next time.